Hi everyone, this is Sue again. Today I want to share with you guys my 5 tips for paying off your debt. To tell you a little bit about our story, my wife and I we were able to pay off over $50,000 in 2 years. And we did this by combining our incomes and working together to pay off this debt because we were just so tired of, paying these payments, and it wasn't getting us ahead. And we had bigger goals. We wanted to buy a house. We wanted to start a family. And we knew that having debt in our life was going to prevent us from getting to those goals. So we knew that, we need to get out of debt. It wasn't easy. I have to say it's not an easy thing, but it's well worth it. And it's worth it every penny and every time that we spent to pay off this debt. And I'm going to share with you guys now my tips on how to do that. So the number one tip that I have here for you, and I put this as number one tip because it's the most important thing you can do to get yourself out of debt. And the first tip is to have the right mindset. What I mean by that is you have to truly believe that you can get out of debt, that you will get out of debt, and that debt does not have a place in your life. So when I say put it in your head like that, what I also mean is to also put it in your emotions and get your emotions involved and visualize. So what you want to do is to kind of just visualize, close your eyes and visualize yourself out of debt now. Like imagine what it will feel like if you had no more debt right now. Like feel as if you've already accomplished that goal, what it would feel like to just be debt free and not have to go to the bank, cash your check and pay a big portion of it to all these creditors. How much money you will be able to save and the things that you can do with that money now. Like maybe you give to charity, you want to help out a friend, a family member. Before you couldn't do that because you're always living paycheck to paycheck because you've been needing to pay off these creditors just to keep your credit score or keep your credit report looking good. So visualize and internalize yourself already out of debt and believe that you can do it and you will do it. If you need help with that part of thinking positive and putting good things into your head, one person I recommend you listen to is Tony Robbins. And there's a lot of his videos on YouTube that are free. So I recommend just searching for Tony Robbins. A lot of it might not have to do with paying off debt, but he is a motivational speaker and a life coach. So he actually puts in a lot of wisdom, and just listening to him in general is a good thing because there's just so much positive and so much empowering messages that he has. And those are the kind of things you want to fill your head with, especially if you're wanting to pay off and accomplish a goal like paying off your debt. So number one thing is the mindset. Keep listening to positive things and kind of telling yourself and visualizing and putting your emotion behind it that you are out of debt already. Okay, so number one, mindset. You have to have that, the right mindset. The number two thing is you need to know where your money is going. You need to track your expenditures. You need to track your expenses and see where the money is going. Just like when you put gas in your vehicle, it takes you places. And then sometimes you're probably wondering like, man, I just put gas last week. Why, gas is so expensive and why am I needing to fill up so fast? You're probably driving around going to places that you don't need to go to and you're not keeping track of where you're going. It's just like that with your paycheck and with your money. If you're using a debit card, you know what I'm talking about because it's so easy to just swipe and just go on your way and not knowing exactly how much you spent and what you're spending it on. And, you just need to keep track of it. That's the bottom line, is keep track of it. The easiest way to do that is to keep your receipts. keep your receipts. And if you don't like to do that, you don't like to wait a whole 30 days of receipts, then doing your report and all of that, just print out your bank statement. If you use your debit card for the most of the time, just print out your bank statement for the last month or two and see what you're spending on, and categorize it as well. So, if you see that you spend some money in groceries, write that in a grocery category. And then gas, have its own category. Just make as many categories as you can that you want to, and just write it down exactly how much you're spending. This will give you a good idea at first of where the money is going. Then you can work from there. The number 3 thing, and this is pretty important as well. So before you even start a plan to pay off your debt, you would want to do this one thing first. And this thing is to set up an emergency fund. What I mean about that is just start saving some money, whatever you can. If you have credit card debt right now and all this stuff, try to pay just the minimum. Don't pay a little bit extra or anything. Just start paying just the minimum at first, so you can start building up this $1,000. This emergency fund should be at least $1,000. So $1,000 put aside so you can have for emergencies. And the reason for that is so many people fail when they're trying to get out of debt. I did that many years ago. I've always wanted to get out of debt, but I could never accomplish that goal. And the reason for that is because I always go into with this mind that, okay, I'm going to pay off my debt. I think I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to start paying a little bit extra every month for all my credit cards, and it's going to get knocked out. What happens is when you're in that mindset of paying off your debt, this idea, this principle of Murphy's Law will happen. Murphy's Law says that if something can go wrong, it will. So by having an emergency fund, you have this cushion of protection, really. So you set aside $1,000, and if you're working on your payment plan now, if something happens like your car breaks down, you have this $1,000 that you can use to pay that, and not tap into your debt payment plan. So instead of going to your credit card and using it to pay that again, now you have money, your own money, to pay it off. That's just for emergencies and nothing more. So not for any special sales. There's no Black Friday sales or anything. This money is just for emergencies, true emergencies only, so that you can focus all of your attention on paying off your debts. Okay? So emergency fund. The next number 4 tip is you have to make things automatic. What I mean by that is making your debt payments automatic. Your debt plan, I should say. So before, when I was trying to pay off my debts on my own, I didn't do this. I was trying to just every month I would break down the charges, break down how much I would pay toward this, how much I would pay towards this credit card. And every single week, every single pay period I got, I would have to do this over and over again. I would always have to figure out okay, now I've got $40 extra. I'm going to pay towards this. Oh, this time I only got $30 extra. Or this time I got $100 extra, whatever it is. So that takes a lot of work and a lot of discipline to keep going if you're going to always think about paying off your debt. You want to get into a point that you don't have to think about paying off your debt, and you know exactly what's going to happen, and you know exactly where the money's going. So here's my advice for that, and I'm kind of elaborating on this tip here, is you will want to set up direct deposits, and you want to set up multiple accounts. So you have one account for all of your daily living expenses. That means paying for groceries, paying for your electricity bill, paying for your everyday bills. And then the other account, you want to have direct deposit as well. Split the direct deposit. If your work allows that, split it. It's going to help you so much. The second account that we had, checking account, was called the debt payment, our debt snowball, or our debt payment account. So what we did was we added up everything that we for all of our expenses, our groceries, our budget, our monthly budget, we added it all up and we got a figure. So let's say your figure is, $1,500 a month or whatever, just to live, to pay your bills, not your debt payments, but your bills. So that amount you have directly deposited, a little bit above it, just a little bit over it, so it doesn't, whatever. So you have that money going in there automatically. So this checking account, when you spend from it, you're spending just for your everyday expenses. Then you have your other checking account. This other checking account is for your debt payments. So anything that you make, anything extra, just automatically goes in here. So for doing your direct deposit, you just tell your employer, okay, I want this set amount. Let's say it's $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever, set amount to go here first. And then anything extra, the net balance, goes to this checking account. So when you do that, you kind of relieve your mind of all the calculations. So these money is just for spending, and this money here, you have this checking account goes into a bucket for debt payments. Now the easy part is just pay your bills, pay your debts. You start off with the lowest credit card first, and from that checking account, you pay off all the minimum payments, all the other ones, and then whatever's left in that checking account, you pay towards that one credit card, the smallest credit card, the lowest balance one. Not the highest, not the lowest interest, but the lowest balance credit card or payment, whatever it is. Pay off all the minimum payments first, and then whatever's left in that checking account at that time, pay it off towards the little credit card. Do the same, pay that off, and then go towards the next. Just knock them out one by one. The next thing of advice that I have for you, this is advice number 5. My tip number 5 is to find ways to save money or to find ways to earn extra money. What I mean by that is, when I was getting into my payment plan and starting to pay off debt, I kind of did, evaluation of what I'm spending on. And one of those things was having cable TV. So I kind of cut that off because I wasn't really using it. I was flipping channels more times than anything anyways. So I took that off, and then I reduced my cell phone plan that I really wasn't using too much, and just finding ways to reduce things without affecting your life in a dramatic way. Because you don't want to dramatically change your lifestyle to a point where it becomes out of sync. You know what I mean? Like if you're so used to something and then you just abruptly take it away, it's going to affect you in a way that you might not like. So I took off a couple things. Now, if cable TV is something that you must have, then find a way to budget and look for other ways that you don't. So my thing is not to be super strict. And another tip that I have is, or another advice is, you also want to budget in some fun time, some things you can do for fun to keep you motivated, to keep you having a nice, lifestyle or whatnot. Well, my wife and I, even though we were on a payment plan, we always budgeted for our date nights. So we used to have date nights like once every 2 weeks or so. And that's just for our fun. I think we ended up doing a once a month when we're on the payment plan, but we wanted to do that because, you have to enjoy life still. And even though you're on a debt plan, this might slow your debt plan by a few months, but those few months will make a difference in you staying in the program or you quitting the program. So make sure you also budget in some fun time for yourself as well, okay? That's going to keep you motivated. And to finalize, the other topic was to either save some money or earn some extra money. I've always been a proponent of looking for ways to make extra money on the side, not to quit your job or anything. And that's what I'm doing here now is, going online and doing stuff to earn money. But there are just so many ways you can earn extra money. You can get a second job, a part-time job if you're into that. Um, you can do yard sales. You can do so many things. But one thing that I would encourage you to do also is to look at opportunities, like business opportunities. I can tell you right now, there's just so much money to be made online. You can sell stuff on Amazon, you can sell stuff on eBay. There's just so many ways to make money online. And you don't have to make a whole lot of money, but just a few extra $100 a month will make a difference and keep you motivated in paying off your goals and going towards your goals and everything. So, if you want to find out a little bit more about how to make money online, you can check out my website. It's called bigdreambigidea.com. You know, it doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's something that you might be interested in doing. If not, you can also go to my website, suelim.net, and I've posted a few things about selling on Amazon. And in fact, I think I made a few videos also on that as well. So if you like some of the stuff that I post up, you can always subscribe to me on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, just hit the subscribe button so that way you get the latest videos that I post. And you can also check out my website at suelim.net. And if you want to check out my business website that I'm promoting right now, it's called bigdreambigidea.com. But I hope this helps you guys a little bit. You know, getting out of debt is the best thing that my wife and I ever did for us financially, and it's something that I hope you guys get out of as well, because you know, debt is just not a good place to be in. You know, we still owe our house, but that's a long-term debt, and it's not going to be a 30-year plan, I can tell you that. So I'm hoping to pay it off in a much quicker time frame. So until next time, if you guys have any questions or any comments, just post it down below, and I will talk to you guys again. Have a good one.